Hi class, today we're going to read one of my favorite books. It is called My Teacher is a Monster by Peter Brown. Before we actually read the book, we're going to go through and make some conclusions about what we think might happen in this story. We're going to look at the pictures and you're going to tell me what you think might be going on. So first we're going to start with the cover page. We see a big green monster. Do you think that's a monster, or do you think that's his teacher? Who do you think that might be? Awesome. Okay. We can go over a few pages in, and we see the big green monster one more time. We also see a bunch of students. Whoops! What are they sitting at? Good, they're sitting at desks. So do you think that they might be in a classroom? A classroom, okay, so just like you're in. Very cool. Let's skip a few more pages. What do you think this is? I see a lot of trees in this picture. A lot of trees, a pond, some hills up here. So think about what kind of place you think that might be. Now it looks like that big green monster is at this place, and we also see the little boy in the story. So what kind of things do you think might be happening right now? Now he's sitting on the bench next to her. Looks like they might be talking. What kind of things do you think they're talking about? Do you think it's a good conversation or a bad conversation? Oh, and see, now we see the big green monster. She looks really happy. Why do you think she's so happy right here? It kind of looks like they're hanging out. What do you think they're talking about? Hanging out some more. Okay, I'm not going to turn the pages anymore because I want you to see where the story is going to go and if what you thought might have happened is actually going to happen. So I'm going to start now reading our story. My Teacher is a Monster by Peter Brown. Bobby had a big problem at school. Her name was Miss Kirby. Robert, move it or lose it. Miss Kirby stomped. Settle down. Miss Kirby roared. No recess for children who throw paper airplanes in class. Miss Kirby was a monster. Bobby spent his free time in the park trying to forget about his teacher problems. But one Saturday morning, on his way to his favorite spot, Bobby found a terrible surprise. Uh-oh. So it seems like Bobby's favorite place is the park. He went to the park, and I guess he saw Miss Kirby there. So think about your inferences about our story and decide if you think the story is going to still go where you think it might go. Bobby wanted to run. He wanted to hide. He knew that he would only make things worse. She looks kind of mean and scary right here, doesn't she? Look at Bobby's face. Bobby looks very, very afraid of her. Robert, you don't need to raise your hand out here. What were you going to say? I was going to say, hello, Miss Kirby. Hello, Robert. I like that enormous hat, Miss Kirby. Thank you, Robert. Miss Kirby, it's really strange seeing you outside of school. I agree. Look, he still looks really scared right here. There was an awkward silence, and then a gust of wind changed everything. That's my favorite hat. My dear old granny gave it to me. Don't let it get away. Got it. So what did he catch for Miss Kirby? Very good, he caught her hat. Oh, Bobby, you are my hero. I mean, that was very good of you, Robert. You're welcome, Miss Kirby. Those ducks sure do like you. They know I enjoy quacking with them. So let's stop right here. Thinking about the pictures that you saw before and what's happened so far in the story, what do you think might happen? Do you think that Bobby is still going to be afraid of Miss Kirby, or do you think that they might get along and become friends, or, you know, maybe have good conversation at the park? Here we see Miss Kirby and Bobby quacking along with the ducks. Quack, 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 quack. When they were all quacked out, Bobby had an idea. You should see my favorite spot in the park. The climbing the hill right here. Be careful. Yes, Miss Kirby. And then Miss Kirby had an idea. What do you guys see is happening right here? We see Miss Kirby and Bobby up on a hill. It looks like Bobby's making something in his hand right here. And then we have a paper airplane. What do you think Bobby might do with that paper airplane? Something he's not allowed to do in class? Bobby tossed his paper airplane into the sky, and it flew, and it flew, and it flew. I think that was the single greatest paper airplane flight in history. I think you're right. Uh-oh. Does that look like the big scary green monster that we saw at the beginning of the story? No, she looks a lot nicer, a lot friendlier. Do you think that's a completely different person, or do you think that Bobby's perception of his teacher might have changed a little bit? By lunchtime, Bobby and Miss Kirby were happy they had bumped into each other, but they were ready to say goodbye. See you Monday, Bobby. Bye, Miss Kirby. Coming through. Back at school, Miss Kirby still stomped. And then the bear said, roar. Miss Kirby still roared. Great job, Bobby. But was Miss Kirby still a monster? Robert. The end. So why do you guys think that on that last page, Miss Kirby turned back into a monster? Can we take a closer look and see what Bobby was doing in this picture? It looks to me like he's throwing a paper airplane in class. Do you think that might be why Miss Kirby got a little bit upset? Okay, very good answers, class. So do you think, after reading this story, that Miss Kirby was really a monster, or do you think that Bobby might have had a really bad impression of his teacher? I agree. I think he had a bad impression of his teacher, and he realized that she was actually a really nice person when he met with her at the park. Okay, class, thank you. I'm so glad that I got to read this story with y'all. We're going to work on some other stuff that goes along with this book throughout the week. Okay. I chose to do my read aloud on this book, My Teacher is a Monster, by Peter Brown. I think it's a really great book to read with any age level as far as elementary school goes. For kinder through first grade, there's a lot of great illustrations, and there really is a great story behind it. I think that students could just enjoy listening to it. They can all learn a really good lesson from this story. I think from, 2nd on to 5th grade, students can practice making inferences. They can use their imaginations as far as pre-reading goes to see what they think will happen next in the story. There's just so many great things that you can do with this book. I've also actually seen this book used in both middle and high school. It's kind of, a funny icebreaker for teachers to use with their students when it comes to making rules for the class or doing beginning of year instructions or procedures. So overall, I think this is a great book to do a read aloud on, and I really enjoyed doing my read aloud. Thank you.